Dracula is back in the theaters, and it's not the Dracula from Renfield. So we have a more serious Dracula movie that is out there. Welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional, and this is Dave from Nerdbox, and I'm accompanied by my wife Jenn, also from Nerdbox. And on this episode, we are talking about the last voyage of the Demeter. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
This is Brian O'Holler, and you're watching the Popcorn Confessional on the Nerdbox. Sounds like a porn site.
Based on the chapter, The Captain's Log, from Bram Stoker's novel Dracula, the last voyage of the Demeter is about Dracula being hidden on a ship as it sails from Carpathia to London, where each night he hunts for his next meal, causing hysteria amongst the ship's crew.
First of all, I'm proud of myself for saying the ship's name right, because that's a tongue twister for me if you know me.
Yeah, I mean, for everyone else, it's probably just pretty easy.
So, having seen this trailer for the first time in the theaters, it kind of piqued my interest, as I am a Dracula and vampire fan. Now, as I was watching the trailer, I got the vibes of 1992's Dracula, which she does not like. I don't know why. The way Dracula looked in his creature form looked very similar to Dracula in 1992 when he was transformed. Now, here's reasons for it. So the writer of this film, before we talk about the reviewer, the writer of this film, Bragi Shroop Jr., sorry if I got it wrong, he used to work in a model shop with somebody that worked on the film in 1992, and he was a big fan of that Dracula film, and he was, since he was working at a model shop, kind of obsessed with the Demeter and the little model version that they used for the filming of that movie. So his inspiration came from working in the model shop with the person that worked on Dracula, and the influence from that can be seen in this movie. Like I said, the Dracula in this kind of looks like the Dracula in the 1992 Dracula for certain scenes, which I thought was pretty cool. Now, if you're not familiar with it, as mentioned, this is ripped from the pages of Dracula. Crew of the Demeter has been hired to deliver packages to London, and if they get there in a certain amount of time, they're going to be given a hefty bonus.
Yeah.
Now, some of the crewmen that they hired beforehand kind of set up the movie and where it's going, because they see the dragon symbol on some of the boxes. Like, oh, no, nope, nope, not doing that. The bad things are going to happen. And
they immediately say that the voyage is cursed, and you know, that's it. They're not going to go. So then they have to kind of get some people last minute and round them up to take their place.
And there's some heavy storms that they have to travel through, which causes some crates to spill over, and reveal that there is a woman that is stowed away on the boat. Now, you've seen this in a trailer, so it's not a spoiler. And also, if you think of Pirates of the Caribbean, when they had Elizabeth show up on one of the ships, or her dress was found, same thing happened. Oh my God, a woman's not supposed to be on a boat, we're cursed. So that paranoia starts to build up with some of the people that are on that ship. So one night, as they are floating along towards their destination, one of the crewmen actually is looking out through his periscope and has a glimpse of Dracula on the other side, and then he goes to look for him. I have to say that the Dracula in this, through his slow transformation as he's killing off people, gaining his strength, he looked pretty good. He looked pretty creepy. It's probably one of the better versions of a vampire or Dracula that I've seen. So the movie uses the lighting and the shadows very effectively to make him a lot more scary.
Yeah, he was pretty damn creepy looking, definitely. And I'm not a big Dracula fan. It's just not something I've ever been into. But he was definitely creepy looking. I mean, not that I would ever want to, like, you know, be like, oh, I don't like Dracula, so yeah, leave me alone on a boat with him. Nothing like that. I mean, it terrifies me, especially if they look creepy enough.
Yes, and there is a scene, I don't remember if it's in the trailer. If it is, you'll see it as we're talking about it. But there is a scene where they're peering through a door and they just get the light on him just in the right amount. And you see the side silhouette of him coming into the light. And that was pretty badass because it looked like Nosferatu a little bit, just a lot scarier.
Yeah.
So The crew, eventually, they figure out that there is something on the ship, and they're trying to race against time to either get to the port and survive and avoid being killed off by Dracula, who's killing everybody off one by one. So essentially the idea for the story was, hey, what if I put Alien, the movie, on a ship in the 1800s, and that's what plays out in this film.
And a lot of it is under the helm in the ship, so it's obviously going to be very dark in there. And of course, it's like the 1800s, so we're going by like candlelight. We have Woody Norman.
It's a 2-for weekend, so Woody Norman was in this, and he's going to be in the film that we're talking about tomorrow.
Yes, so he was Toby in this movie, and he was excellent.
Yes,
he's really good. He is. He was in this. He was in another film that you're going to see us talk about, and he was in Come On, Come On with Joaquin Phoenix, and he was excellent in that. And then we have Corey Hawkins as Clemens, and he was Heath in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, he was also on the revival of 24, which kind of knocked him off of The Walking Dead. And
yeah, he kind of disappeared from The Walking Dead, right? You don't really know what his fate was. You don't. And there was talks of him coming back, and then of course the show ended and we never saw Heath again. He is gonna look very different because he's in his regular hairstyle. In The Walking Dead, he sported dreads, which he didn't really have, kind of like Michonne. It also has David Dastmalchian, who was in Stephen King's Boogeyman, the one that just came out.
Yeah, he's another great actor too.
Yeah,
I like seeing him on film. So you have a very good cast in there with the leads that were in the film. Very good storytelling, a lot of good, again, I just have to praise it, is that the shadow work, the Dracula reveals, all done very well. It's just a great compliment to the entire film. Usually when you have movies and horror movies that are too dark, like The Boogeyman, it's just like, I can't really see the creature. Oh, that's why, because it's bad CGI on the creature.
Yeah.
CGI was very good in this. So, story had me hooked. I was very interested in it. I think you were very interested in it as well. And they did include some things that they didn't say it was Dracula, but if you know Dracula lore and the fog and how animals react to him, that's all in there too. They didn't have to explain it. If you're a fan of Dracula, it's in there. So what do you rate this one?
I can't believe I'm saying this. I would go see it again in the theater.
Now you have to watch Dracula 1992.
I've already seen it.
Now you gotta watch it again.
No, I don't. But I would
it.
see this one again in the theater. I would.
Yes.
I thought it was really good. We don't have a whole lot of movies going on right now, so we might have to go see it again in the theater.
For her to say that she likes a Dracula movie, that means it's good. And I would go see this in the theater again. Anyway, don't forget there's a couple things that you need to do while you're here, and that is...
like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Are you going to see this, or are you going to wait for it to come out on streaming? Let us know by dropping it in the comments. And
I recommend you see it in the theater.
Yeah, definitely. And what are some of your favorite vampire Dracula movies? Let us know too. Maybe we'll base a Pop 5 on it. Anyway, until the next.
See ya.